What if I told you that almost every country in the world once tried to build its own car? Some succeeded and created global empires like Toyota, Volkswagen, or Ford. Others failed, leaving behind only a handful of strange, forgotten prototypes. Today, we continue our journey. In the last episode, we explored the first cars in countries like Germany, Russia, the USA, and Japan. But that was only half the story. This time, we'll look at 20 more nations, from Poland to South Africa, from Mexico to Norway. Some of these cars were brilliant, others downright bizarre. But each one tells us something about the spirit of invention and the dream of progress. So buckle up, because the surprises are just beginning. Norway's first real attempt at a car was the Beering in the 1920s. It looked unusual, narrow with 3 wheels in a streamlined body, almost like a spaceship of its time. But here's the catch: only a handful were built. Today, the Beering is one of Norway's rarest automotive treasures. Yes, Switzerland once had a car industry. In 1897, the Martini Company built its first car. No, not the drink, the brand. These cars were elegant, handmade, and quickly became known across Europe. But competition was fierce, and Swiss car dreams faded. Still, the first Martini stands as proof. Switzerland wasn't only about watches. In Mexico, one of the earliest cars was the Solana Sport, a hand-built racer from the 1930s. Imagine this: a family workshop creating cars that raced against European machines. The Solana family still builds custom sports cars to this day, making it one of the longest automotive dynasties in the world. Poland's first national car was the CWS T1 in 1927. Here's the genius part: it was designed so that every screw and nut could be taken apart with just one single tool. That made it perfect for soldiers and mechanics. Sadly, World War II ended its production, but the T1 remains a symbol of Polish engineering brilliance. In Finland, the first domestic car was the Korvensu, built in 1913 by 2 brothers. It had a modest 2-cylinder engine, but it worked. Only one was ever made. Today, it's displayed in a museum in Turku, a one-of-a-kind national treasure. South Africa's first car was the Piranha, built in the 1960s. It started as a local version of the Ford Cortina, but became a true performance legend. Fast, loud, rebellious, the Piranha became the pride of South African car culture. Pakistan's first attempts at a car came in the 1960s with the project Naya Dor, meaning New Era. It was meant to be a cheap, practical car for the masses, but politics and industry challenges shut it down. Pakistan had to wait decades for a strong local automotive presence. Belgium's first car was the Vivinus in 1895, built by Alexis Vivinus in Brussels. It looked like a carriage with an engine strapped on, but it worked. Belgium actually had a thriving car scene in the early 1900s. Today, the country is more famous for racing tracks like Spa, but its car history is rich. Austria's first car came in 1897 from Graf and Stiff, but it's known for a darker reason. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in one of these cars in 1914, sparking World War I. So Austria's first car is literally tied to one of the most important events in human history. Denmark's first car, the Hamel, was built as early as 1888. A wooden body, chain drive, tiny engine, but revolutionary for its time. Fun fact, the Hamel survived, and today you can still see it in the Danish Technical Museum. The Netherlands gave us Spyker, founded in 1898. And get this, Spyker invented the world's first car with a 6-cylinder engine and all-wheel drive. For a country known for bikes, that's an insane achievement. Portugal's first car was the Edfer, built in 1937 by Eduardo Ferreirinha. It was a handmade sports car inspired by Bugatti. Only a few exist today, but they show Portugal's passion for cars went back nearly a century. Greece's first real car was the Attica 200 in 1962, but it wasn't a normal car. It was a 3-wheeled microcar. Designed for affordability, it became a quirky icon of Greek roads. Hungary's first car was the Magyar, produced in 1905. These early cars were inspired by French designs, but with Hungarian craftsmanship. Though the brand didn't survive, Hungary became known for buses and special vehicles later on. Romania's first car was the ARO IMS 57, an off-road vehicle made in 1957. Built tough, built simple, it was the Romanian Jeep. For decades, it served in the military and on farms. Today, it's remembered as Romania's first 4x4 legend. Chile's first attempt was the Yagen in the 1970s, a small, boxy car designed for local roads. It never reached mass production, but today it's remembered as Chile's step into the automotive world. New Zealand's first and only car was the Trekker in 1966. It used a Skoda engine, but had a body designed for farmers and rough terrain. Cheap, reliable, simple, the Trekker became a Kiwi icon, even if the world barely noticed. Indonesia's first national car was the Timor in the 1990s. Built under a government project, it was based on a South Korean Kia model. Though short-lived, Timor remains a symbol of Indonesia's ambition to join the global car industry. And finally, Saudi Arabia's first domestic car, the Ghazal 1, unveiled in 2010. Designed by students, supported by the king himself, it was an SUV built for desert conditions. It showed the world that even new players could dream big in the automotive game. And there you have it. 20 more nations, 20 more stories of how the automobile first appeared on their roads. From Mexico's compact pioneers to Norway's winter-ready machines. From South Africa's local heroes to Poland's ambitious experiments. Each car we saw today was more than just metal and wheels. It was a symbol of pride, of innovation, of independence. Even if many of them are forgotten today, they marked the start of something much bigger. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these cars surprised you the most? And what was the very first car in your country or family? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this second part of our journey, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because we've got even more incredible automotive stories coming soon. This was Car History Channel. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next road trip through history.